addition, that could be scheduled earlier because it really is hard for the staff, for you guys, and for the public to cram all that training in the last couple of weeks, especially in Virginia where fall is so beautiful and we take trips and everything. So you could schedule those other trainings, or we could start right away on specialized training, you know, because you're not going to forget it in 2 months. So that's just a suggestion that I'd like you to consider seriously, because last year there's so much training right at the end, and it was really a burden for everyone. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for your comments. Last year we were working with some new systems, etc. We are very fortunate now over the last how many ever months that Richard Banco, who is with us today, who is the Chief Officer of Election, has been our rewriter of all the instruction manuals extraordinaire. And he and the board have met along with the registrar staff multiple times in work sessions on scheduling, and later on in the agenda, we're going to be talking about training sessions. So we are trying to do exactly what you said. We've been working on that.
Good.
Yes, and I spent several hours with our knowing you poll pad lady this week. So we appreciate and we agree with your comments. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, please.
I'm still committed to get as much of our standard training, not election specific training, but standard training committed to an electronic form where it can be accessed online as possible. Doesn't replace the need to sit down in front of a poll book or a poll pad, for example, and learn the hands-on, but you can at least get the overviews that way.
Yes. And especially with so many new people and the alcohol count spread out so far, it really helps to have it.
But
Sure.
but I would like to say that there is a concern about training too far out. People forget this stuff,
They
which
do.
I think is why the code says you got to train chiefs within 30 days. So have to balance that out also.
Sure.
You're working on short-term memory that may not have gotten into long-term. And if you only do it once a year, it may not get into the long-term memory file. So we're working on this. Any other questions? Any questions from the virtual audience? But just,
Yep. Hi.
okay.
Lori has.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Lori, yes, Lori.
Yeah, I have a quick question based.
Is your mic on? Lori, we can't hear. Are you muted?
Yeah, no, it says
No,
it's not
she's-
muted.
Turn up the volume on this PC.
It is.
Lori?
You can't hear me?
Lori, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, you can hear me.
yep.
My cell phone number, write it down. I'm going to get you to call my cell phone, and I'm going to put the cell phone on speaker. So for
Okay.
anybody else who's in virtual who may want to ask a question,
They can type it into the chat.
or you can type it in the chat, but sometimes a verbal exchange. My cell phone is 434-249-8664.
Okay.
Hey, Lori. Lori, I'm answering you, and you are on speaker. Say something.
Yeah, which is great. My question is on the status of assigning EOs to precincts closest to their home, as close as possible. I know that there were some discussions in previous electoral board meetings about this as a goal, and I think the code does say, you know, you should try to do that, assigning EOs as close as possible, you know, within reason to their homes. And I'm just asking about the status of that. Thank you.
Thank you for your question, and I will say that you're going to sign off. So if anybody else has a question, 434-249-8664, and we'll.
And if you call in, mute your PC speaker when you call so you don't get reverb.
Thank you. The board indeed, actually, our vice chair brought this up. It is in the code where practicable. Clearly, if you have a precinct, a polling place that already has a full complement and nobody wants to leave, you can't move somebody in. And we've taken a survey. We're trying to get people in the polling place where they want to be, but it's not always possible. Yeah, come on in. Talk to, we have another IT expert here. So, yes, sir.
You've mentioned the survey. Has the survey been sent out?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, but the survey is going to be sent out.
We're going to try to send it out, and it's going to be.
We were going back and forth on what the wording needed to be to ask the question, so people didn't feel like they had to move, or we were going to reassign, to get it just right. So people knew, hey, if you'd like to be closer to home, let us know.
Okay.
The nuance of how it's asked sometimes is very difficult. So yes.
A follow-up to that.
Yes, ma'am.
One of the reasons it's so important is it's November, it's dark in the morning, it's dark at night, we're all getting older. And I have actually had people say, I can't do that drive.
Yep.
And I'm tired after being there for 18 hours. So, I think it is important if you're not in your home precinct, close by, not sending someone all the way across the county. And I know you all agree, and it's hard.
We do agree.
We're just pushing to say.
We also discussed the notion that as a board, we did not want to break up functioning teams if the people involved didn't want to be broken up, and we could force reassign everyone. We have that power, but that's probably not in our best interest. If people are in a team they want to be in, they're where they want to work, and if that's driving all the way across the county, okay. And we've got folks who come in from other counties to work here. So, we're not going to put a kibosh on that, but if people are interested, we'd like to give them the opportunity to the extent we can. Of course, it's not going to work if we can't get parity to the extent we can where we need it, or we don't have enough people working in a precinct. So we've got some constraints, but we'll try to do what we can to rebalance things.
Anybody else have anything on that subject? Does anyone else from the public have a question or a comment they would like to put forth now? Okay, otherwise we will go on with the rest of our agenda. Does anyone on the board have any old business that they would like to bring up other than continuing training? Jim, you have any?
There was something in the middle of the minutes that wasn't minutes, and I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Okay, new business. The November 4th general election, as you all know, early vote, in-person absentee is the official term. Starts on September the 19th. We're working with the registrar's office to get everyone assigned. Aaron would you like to speak to this, Aaron? To notify officers of election, or are you working with Sam?
Oh, I was just listening and then Jim was talking. I'm sorry. I missed what you were talking about.
Would you like to say anything about notifying officers about we got an election coming up?
Yes. Yes, we plan to do that.
Okay.
We've already been in touch with the chiefs and confirmed their availability and assistant chiefs. And so we'll send something out to the election officials that say they want to work on November 4th, hopefully within the next week or two.
Thank you. Because we know that lots of people, as was already mentioned, vacate in the summer. So maybe they're good officers of election who want to work, but they've got this wonderful vacation plan for the primary and they can't work. So they take off the summer, but they're going to come back, and we need to know that they didn't, they can't work. We have already, thank you, Gina. Thank you again, Gina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We asked her to go ahead and schedule rooms for training, because sometimes the board and the staff will say, we want to have a training on X day or X night. And then Gina goes to the county and, the bagpipers, and I love bagpipers, so I shouldn't pick on them. Some other groups already scheduled. And thank you. We have a schedule. So,
It's a proposed schedule, 'cause there's
and it's
one date on there that's highlighted that, the room is not available, so we have to change it. But a lot's happened and we have to get to it.
so this is, the scheduling is one of the things we will discuss at the board level to make sure we've got rooms available. We have tried very hard to consolidate our training. So where we can get all the chiefs on one night at the Lane Auditorium, we'll do all the chiefs at one night with a makeup. We will do all of the officers of election one night with a makeup. All the newbies one night with a makeup, so that people aren't trying to figure out where they're supposed to be all over. Bucky, you look contemplated.
No,
Okay.
I'll speak up.
Okay. We have scheduled the dates for the logic and accuracy testing. The party chairs get notification because under the Code of Virginia, that's what the code says. The board and the board staff and other, we always have the vendor that sells us and manages our DS 300s at our LNA testing, because that person knows more than anybody else in the room about our tabulators. So if there's a problem, he's there to fix it and check it.
Aren't we waiting to hear
Yes,
from him
yes.
as to what date he's?
We haven't actually scheduled it.
That's right. We haven't scheduled it. We just, go ahead.
So when I talked to, the vendor surrogate, because he's out of town, they gave me some dates if you wanna choose
Absolutely.
from what they have available for the early voting.
Do you have those now?
Yeah.
And you will send them to us in
Well-
writing, so we don't have to maybe make a change.
You don't wanna decide now? Okay.
But go ahead and,
This would be the right meeting. to
yeah,
make
go
a
ahead,
decision.
go ahead and,
So the September, she said he has availability September 4th through the 12th. So we can
every
pick-
day?
No, we can pick one of those days
That's
to
what I
do the
mean.
early voting.
Okay,
That's what she said. And we might wanna choose sooner than later. His schedule fills up fast.
for everybody's benefit, Albemarle and most places that have more than a couple of machines do our in-person absentee voting machines and the voting machines that will be used in central absentee precinct and the pre-processing that the officers of election do, and a number of machines as backups, because those machines have to be programmed to read all of the ballots from all of the polling places. So we do those on one day because the test decks have to be longer and bigger. You have to run more ballots through them. And then we schedule the election day on a different date. So did he also give you a selection of dates for the second round for our
No,
regular?
Normally, it's been that he would set that at the
Okay,
early voting.
I just wanted to ask if you already,
When
So-
will we have the ballots approved?
that's-
Ballot proofing is coming up.
we have to,
within the next week.
Okay.
and we have to be
So
involved in
any
that.
of these dates would meet that requirement.
It's been that he's been doing that early voting LNA the week of, right?
Right,
And that's not ideal
no,
because we have to get ready for early voting. We prefer a little bit earlier, but
okay, the chair entertains any comments on a date, get out your calendars, gentlemen. September the 4th through September the 12th. And this is an all-day sucker, so
No,
when are you not
we
otherwise?
have a long-term scheduled regular board meeting on September 11th.
That's correct.
So what about the 9th, Tuesday, the 9th?
I hear a motion for
But-
Tuesday the 9th.
You say you can?
He's making the motion that we do Tuesday the 9th.
That's what I'm suggesting.
I can do that.
I can do that.
okay, I'm gonna.
Staff,
Let's see if we
Email
can
her.
schedule it on the 9th. And if he's already not available on the 9th, what about the 10th as the backup?
10th is Wednesday. I know Jim
Jim?
has, can you make an exception for that? 10th?
I can, but I can just.
Well, back it up to Monday, the
an
8th.
hour Lunch.
I
The-
would
the
prefer
9th?
not Monday.
I thought we got the 9th.
Well, he may not be available tonight.
I thought He's available
Well-
all days, September 4th. Well,
Bucky was hoping that nobody else has already stepped in and grabbed the 9th. If nobody else has, then we got the 9th. But if some other locality has said, we want the 9th, then we have to have a second. We always should have a second. So
I can do the 8th. You
I can't, I would prefer not on a Monday. The Wednesday, the 10th,
And if I slip out for an hour, that's not.
We have scheduled
Early voting training
the
for
9th.
the Tuesday the 9th from 10 to 6.
Well, then that won't work.
what time is the,
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
We have
wait a
two-
No, not two.
We have two sessions,
Yes.
one at 10.
10 and one at 6. So one
Okay,
at 10
well, so-
a.m. and one at 6 p.m.
okay, I think you can do that while we're doing LNA testing, because which of you is going to be conducting the in-person absentee voting at 10 o'clock training? And you've already sent the notices out for that.
She did.
If you have not sent the notices out, back it up and do it.
I think the email, it was in the email that went out to the early voting.
About the portal opening and everything.
Karen's one, did y'all get, in y'all's email, did it say, when early voting training was?
No.
Okay,
No
good.
tentative date?
Good,
I'm not sure that we,
good. Then change it to Monday the 9th.
but you know that the
Or-
portal, the day the portal was opening.
I'm sorry.
You know the date that the portal was opening,
Yes, end of August.
but not the
It-
training. Okay,
To,
all right.
to avoid
So
the
we can
conflict, what about
change that.
Thursday the 4th?
Thursday the 4th. Well, wait a minute.
For LNA?
Okay, September the 9th.
And then September the 9th could be our backup date.
I'm sorry.
Thursday the,
Wait a minute. You've got early training on the 9th,
At 10 and at 6.
but no one has gotten a notice for that.
No,
So you can change that to a different day.
yes.
The 9th I would go with 9th as our first choice.
okay.
And we can call and get Tyler surrogate,
Tom, emailing now if you tell me which one.
9th,
Well,
September the 9th.
Wait, we started talking about the 4th. The 4th is a really good day for me.
The 4th is not a good day for me. But everybody okay with the 9th?
Still okay with the 9th.
Yeah, I mean, I put in for, as I was available for Monticello, but I haven't heard the schedule. They only pick certain days and I can change that.
Okay. So Aaron, would you ask them about the 9th? And if they can't do the 9th, the 4th. Is that right?
Sounds
We
good to
agree.
me.
You know, want to go 12?
I don't want to wait till the last.
Yeah. Only bad things can happen if you do that.
For,
DS 300s.
Yes,
for early voting.
this is what staff is discussing is the training that the registrar's office gives, and Gina's the person giving it. Correct? Yes. No, maybe okay. She's smiling. We'll move by that one. The people who work as registrar's assistants in the in-person absentee voting need to be educated. So they routinely have a morning session and an evening session. And that letter has not been sent out. So the people who are working don't know that that date is a possibility. So the board is going to try to do LNA testing on the 9th, and the assistants for in-person absentee will get another date chosen, and then they will be notified of that. So we're going to hold that LNA testing date until we get an answer back from ES&S. Yes, sir.
Okay,
That
so,
is-
so it did go
So
out.
it was
Okay,
sent
all
out.
right. So to all of those that are, okay, so we do have that
Thanks,
sent
Rick.
out. Mhm.
Thank you. Okay,
Lauren would have sent
Okay,
that out when she
okay.
sent out the other email.
so the 4th is your next choice, Jim, is that right? Okay, we're back.
So
Lucky.
4th is-
It works very well for me.
Okay, then We'll go with the 4th for LNA testing, the 10th. Okay,
Oh,
All right.
I've got the 9th crossed out once, I've got the 9th crossed out a second time, and now I've got the 4th.
Digitally, I have no scars left.
okay. Chief Work Group, Jim?
This is just something I've asked about before.
You skipped my LNA checklist.
Oh, yes, you did.
Oh, I forgot the checklist. I was so, pardon me, we'll come back to you. I'm sorry, I was so fixed on getting the schedule. Okay, go ahead, checklist, go ahead. I agree with you.
I just sent around a simple DS300 LNA checklist, so we make sure we go through all the steps. It's from my first experience doing that, it's a fast and furious morning where we're running around doing things, and it seems to be very important that all of the steps get conducted on each of the machines, and the checklist can help us do that.
And that there's verification that Bucky did this, Clarabelle did this, Jim did this, Aaron did this, whoever did whatever they did, their names on the checklist.
There was a point made at this most recent training from Elect. Someone raised their hand and made the point. And it seemed like a very good point at the time, and that is to confirm that your machine is using an approved version of software, which is something we just assume.
We don't assume. We get verification.
I saw no evidence at the last LNA check that we were doing anything other than assuming, so it just seemed like something we could add to this process, a trivial thing out of the first printout.
To allay your anxiety, we have had that from Tyler, from ES&S before we get,
Just check it myself.
that's fine, that's fine. Seeing is believing.
Yep.
Okay. And so can we have a motion, just so we're all clear, that we're going to have a checklist for LNA testing, which Bucky's already sent around for us to review and critique. Go ahead, Jim, you've got it in front of you.
Yeah, I think there's an issue, and I don't think we need to discuss it now.
No, we don't need to,
I think there's another thing that needs to be added.
that's fine,
Excellent.
that's fine.
That's what I'd like to
We
know.
can critique this in a
But
work
we
session.
will use one. I move that we will use a checklist for each of
Second.
the machines that go through
Do I hear a
DS300
second?
LNA checklist.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, we will have a checklist. We will not go out. Yes, Richard.
Yeah, it looks good. The only thing I might want to change is the core serial number. I guess I would,
We're going to go through
oh,
the list because we could be here all day discussing. So thank you. Okay, Jim, chief group chat.
This is just something I've suggested before, and I've talked it over again with Aaron. I just wanted there to be a group put up on text messaging of all the chiefs. So a group of 30. Seems to be very simple to do for the purpose of, particularly election day, we need to notify everybody quickly about something. And all we have to do is send a group chat, and if people have their cell phones on and their cell phone buzzes, they will look and see what the message is. We had 2 instances last November in June, that we could have used it. One had to do with the street lookup file not working the way it was supposed to. Just tell people, don't use that. And the second one being the having to do with reason for provisional ballots and whether you enter them into the poll pad as a provisional voter or not. Some people were successful, some people were not successful. And Lauren said, just everybody forget doing that for this. But I sat there and called people to tell them that. And if we had just a group chat function, all that information could have gone out to 30 people at once.
The information could have gone out, but text is notoriously one way. How do you confirm that the communication was received?
Well, you can't.
Neither can you assume, nor should you assume that the information is accurate.
Why
And
would I
what-
not assume that
one
the
of-
information is accurate?
I'm sorry, thank you. When, no disrespect to chiefs, and there are 2 current or former chiefs here, 3 former or current chiefs here. Just because Susie says do X doesn't mean that that's what everybody should be doing. And so I see Aaron. Are you nodding with me, or you, Aaron, nodding? I was hoping you were nodding with me. That if a chief goes on this little text thing and says, do blah, 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 that circumnavigates the registrar's office or the electoral board, and they may or may not be giving out accurate information.
Well,
And that's my fear.
I would say, chiefs, you do not initiate anything on this. This is only for the office to send a quick message to all your chiefs about something. That's the only purpose of it. And chiefs should not be using it to initiate.
I appreciate, I appreciate
Yeah.
and recognize the need that you're describing. I'm not sure this is the right tool, but there's got to be a technological solution here, whether it's, 3 people divide up the chiefs and make phone calls, or what it is. But I don't think this is what you want to rely on for critical communications. There's just too many times I don't get a text message, and I live out in the hinterlands.
Yeah.
And some of our polling places are in the hinterlands.
Yeah. And don't have any, have no connection. So let's maybe put this into one of our work groups, Jim, to discuss.
All right.
Okay.
But I think you've identified a real need.
Absolutely. We need to be able to transmit information. If a call comes in from a chief and either the board or the registrar's office says, yeah, we've identified a problem, everybody needs to know the problem.
Yeah.
It's happened before. I think in a dual primary, there were a plethora of envelopes that they received. They didn't need to use them all. So we had to split them up, the precincts, and call them all, the chiefs, and tell them hey, just use one of your number 2 envelopes, not both of the Democratic and the Republican. So, we were able to do that very quickly.
Yeah.
We had the staff on election day to do it.
Yeah. It's 30 and you divide that up with 5 or 6 people. It's, okay. To be discussed, to be clarified. Additional topics that I just want to put out on everybody's thinking process. The Department of Elections has put out an in-person, but with virtual, for electoral boards and registrars on cybersecurity. Some updates, some changes. I just want you to all know that we are going to make every effort to at least have a few people from this office know about it, attend it, bring coffee, bring tea, and we will report back at the next meeting. But clearly this is a topic that everybody needs to be up and running on, and there's always something new. So we will give it to you.
This is elect in conjunction with the State Emergency Operations
Correct.
Center.
Correct. There has been some chatter and a guidance sent to the registrars, but not sent to the electoral boards. I have a copy of the one sent to the registrars on a new type of voter ID that the Department of Elections,
In its infinite wisdom.
thank you for saying that for me. I was trying to figure out how to back myself out of the corner. They are calling it a mobile ID check-in. And it's something that a voter would have to download onto his or her cell phone and then show the cell phone as a valid ID. from the DMV.
It's an app that the DMV is sponsoring. And the app in its current form is suitable as an ID only at TSA locations where it can be used. If a police officer pulls you over, it doesn't work for your driver's license, but you can display much of the same information that's on your driver's license if you bring this up.
If you go to the DMV website and type in mobile ID, it will tell you landing page. We are test driving this device, this app, meaning, and as Bucky just said, the DMV does not authorize this mobile ID as a driver's license if you get pulled over by your friendly law enforcement.
And this issue is discussed in the minutes from August 11th. At the top of the minutes is a paragraph about this, for those of you that have those minutes.
So there will be discussion on this. So if you hear about it, it's being discussed. Yes, ma'am.
Ari Jones. Just so I understand, what you're saying is that the DMV is beta testing this mobile ID.
Correct.
The elect has said that they've already approved it for use in elections. Is
That's
that
correct.
accurate? Okay.
That's an accurate statement.
They jumped in with both feet.
And there are people that are saying, whoa, maybe,
And for this election.
for this election. So don't run out and tell all of your voters
To load the mobile
to
ID,
load the mobile
please.
and go to it, because it may or may not. Just so you know, the chiefs and assistant chiefs in Albemarle County, we've been doing this for years and years and years and years. We have a gathering, the board, the staff, and the chiefs and the assistant chiefs, as soon after the election as, oh my gosh, I'm going to quote the code, practicable, after Thanksgiving, before Christmas, while the election is fresh in your mind. And we call it in Albemarle a hot wash, which is really a military term to review, an after action review. And it works really well. Again, it's just for chiefs and assistant chiefs and the board and the staff. And we call it a hot wash. And we have, again, proactively, thank you, Gina. We have the room secured, 2 rooms, which we'll discuss later, December the 4th. So a time, when you're filling out your evaluations and your comments, etc., make sure that your chiefs and assistant chiefs go to this event, because it's a time to wash whatever happened in the election and learn. The poll pads were new, first-time use in June. And as has been mentioned, there were some problems. It's a very user-friendly device. I have spoken with the Virginia regional, the person who leads their team, for a long time this week. I mean, it was a long time. I was very grateful for her time. And we went through it, and they are working on problems that are specific. There are 72 localities in Virginia that use the knowing poll pads, so we're not alone. But the problems with the street files, the problems with how to check in a voter who comes with a mailed out absentee ballot to surrender, how to mark that someone is going to do a provisional ballot but not check them in as a voter, because clearly their vote is not going to appear on the DS300. It will go into the provisional ballot pile. We're looking at that. So if any of you who have been officers have questions or suggestions, or gee, we didn't really get this in training, we're trying to improve, Karen, our training, so that the knowing people came for 1 week. I couldn't go that week. I don't know how many of those classes Bucky or Jim attended. I attended all the ones in the second week. And there was one teacher for one and one teacher for the other. We all know that teachers are as different as we all are. The lady who did it, I thought was great. By all accounts, everybody, the guy, when people teach and they teach in more than one state, we're a federalist system. So what they do in Ohio isn't what we do in Virginia, even though it's the same equipment. It's programmed differently. So we're just to assure you, we're trying to work on the poll pads to make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to do. Again, thank you, the EO survey, excuse me, for their home precincts. We're working on all, excuse me, all provisional ballots should go into envelope 8, not around, and we'll hit on that in training. Anybody else have anything else that they would like to add to other items or any questions about what I've said?
Not I.
Nope.
Anybody? Madam Counselor? Anybody going once? Okay. Since we don't have a formal report on list maintenance, I will tell you that currently I think we have 87,951 registered voters. It's pretty close to being right. I know that this week office staff was busily sending out letters to people saying, you know, you're now a registered voter, and other letters going out. So envelopes were being sent, even though you don't see that happening. Any other items going once?
We had the confirming the next meeting.
That's the next thing
Okay.
on the schedule.
I didn't know which going.
That's okay. That was just for any other items for discussion. Next meeting, we have been looking at the second Thursday in the month.
September 11th.
Yep, an ominous day. September the 11th. Going once.
That's
Bucky,
our-
okay
that's
with
when we got
everybody?
scheduled, yep.
9:30 staff, would y'all, does 9:30 work better than 9? Okay. So we will meet here in this room, or as one of my friends on Zoom says, same bat channel, same bat cave. Yes,
I'm not
ma'am.
sure about this room. I did contact the police department for permission to use this room for the whole year, but the contact person said she would have to get back with me on September through the end of the year. So I'm going to follow up. I wrote myself a note, confirm and follow up to make
Thank you.
sure.
Thank
So
you.
if not this room, we'll get another one.
Somewhere in this building.
Somewhere in this
Absolutely.
building.
Yes, for sure.
And not the room.
I know.
Okay. And the chair would entertain a motion to go into executive session.
After a short break.
We can do that. I'll tell you what, you got 1 hour. You're supposed to be cutting back. I've gone to embarrassing him in public. Okay. A 5-minute break, and when we come back in, the board will go immediately into executive session after we read the magic words. And I have a feeling that might be a little bit long, but we will come back into open session if we have items on which we need to vote.
We will come back.
And we
into
will,
open
no, we
session.
will come back into open session, period.
Thanks.
Thanks. Can you make a copy of that,
Of this?
of his notes?
Sure.
Thanks. Have a lot of fun.
Very good.
That is a summer dress. I love it. I love it. The humidity the last couple, gee.
The double entendre there.
Exactly. I love it. Thanks for being here.
will you see the manual being sort of the end of this?
The manual's gonna be in closed session.
Okay. All right.
Oh, we can,
No,
pardon?
Session.
Doesn't have to be in the closed session. It
Should
can
not
be,
be.
right. It can be when we come back. I mean, you could, that's why I asked. I thought you were gonna, I thought, I was expecting you to say,
what?
let's do the manual now.
Plans
Oh,
to assign new assistant chiefs
Um,
before November.
what do you mean, like, to make new ones?
Yeah. Out of EOs.
I don't know if that's a plan, unless it's needed, right? Because most of the assistant chiefs that they work, I just recently got one that said she couldn't work.
But I'm specifically thinking about Republican because we do need more Republican assistant chiefs to try to balance it.
Mhm.
Because you know, on any given day, someone can work. And it's really hard, when you're just right at the edge. We're not even. So I just wondered if that was, I mean, that was something we had talked about last year, getting more. I think have plenty of them, assistant chiefs,
Mhm.
but we don't have plenty of.
Right.
Republicans.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to the board. I present them the proposed list. Because some of them now have three, assistant chiefs, because we made some Republican assistant chiefs a couple elections ago.
Yeah, a few.
And so, I mean, it
I guess
sometimes
you can add a few more every time, that way
Right.
eventually they become chiefs too.
right.
Really low on it.
Yes,
We are.
we very low, and we're low on election officials.
We are.
We need so
We are, you're right. But at least at the assistant chief level, we can get them in that slot. Then after a couple of elections, they can move to chiefs. You know, it's a slow process around here. So
Yeah.
I just think if there's a way every election we can add a few assistant chiefs to the Republicans. I mean, we have Republican EOs that are willing to do that.
Mhm.
So I'm just asking, is that something you would consider?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'm always reaching for parity and reaching for that.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, I would say yes. To answer your question. Yeah.
All right, because I
And
really,
I'm not sure they can.
forgetting the street lookup, the rest of the stuff. we really do need to strike.
Thank y'all for coming.
Yes.
That's a great catch you got.
I got it for only $8 at the baseball game. I can't not have it.
That blows.
Good seeing.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Well, I'm just, I mean, I've said it here again, but I really do, which I know there's some.
Or you're still available to work.
ES 300.
You don't have any. They took yours. Nope.
Different.
Trying to take something.
Yeah, well, no, but it.
Mhm.
And I have a week trying to take something.
Get to, you have to request a learn.
I'm not well away from that one, so.
Yeah, I already have on February.
I
The
still
weather be snow.
And he said,
Go somewhere and snow.
because,
For elections, I'm like, no, but.
because. Yeah. So we had to stop. They were staying there waiting to take the finish printing. Except for the. They stopped. So I would ask him, I called him specifically.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And he called me. And he said, I'm 6 time zones away. Vacation in Switzerland. I said, okay, call me when you get back. I need the photographs. Just wherever you do, send
Yeah,
them.
screen captures, yeah. And, You know, I don't know if there's a way, since those are iPad, it's not an iPad, you know, if there's a way to do it. Click the buttons to get a screen capture, and I can walk through.
And if they don't,
The only concern I have is that.
I feel like I've been
And it goes for all the things like federal, balance, go through all of those things.
I mean, then government to feel undervalued. No,
Yeah.
yeah, he was.
Oh, for all that. Yeah, they should have, should have sent that out. Should have sent out, section to section.
Some have a hard decision.
Right.
The things don't go well. I don't know what they're planning, what they got going on.
I didn't know she was.
Right now. And just that's all. She says she doesn't know what's going on. She said she sent lots of love. And so,
You know, you can have the original, you can't have a copy.
That's very nice. That's what I sent out to you guys. All of these are. It's all new stuff. This I think is a DS 200, yeah. Because it's got-
We can pose Clarabelle.
I can resend this section. But it's interesting, DS.
Exactly.
200 for wrong buttons and 300 for smart buttons.
Hmm.
I think that's great.
Maybe.
Okay, that's, I took this one myself. But it did not-
That was the 11th, right?
Because that's a 300, that's a 200.
I just wonder why that's the good.
I started in June. I was with the city
You know, that's a 200. Yeah, I mean, I've broken the section out. That's a 200. That's a 200. That's a 300.
You did, yeah. Moved up at the end.
Took $30 off yesterday. Is that the house? They took $30.
Yeah.
Oh, off your oil change?
Where'd you go? I went to Take 5 too. How'd you get $30 off?
I've got a member and then I can search for coupons.
Oh, yeah, I sometimes search for coupons, sometimes I forget.
You say bring 5 with coupons and they always have something there.
And then they always ask if you're a teacher or whatever, and I'm like,
So that's.
no, I'm not gonna lie. I must have a badge, but I'm not a teacher. I'm not currently a teacher. I have been. I was. I teach election officials.
You were a teacher?
You know, I was a teacher.
I didn't work in school, but I remember.
Yeah, I was a special ed teacher. I taught the lovely high school students of Fluvanna County. I said, "Ooh, this is too much." They were a lot.
Yeah, I know you was at the school. I don't know what you was doing. And so you and Kayla was teachers. Both y'all said never mind on that.
I said, "Ooh, it's tough." You were a teacher in the school system for it's not easy.
Who in the world do you think that is?
What could be that Lauren is everywhere,
On the call.
but she's not. It's so we've just got Steve and I left. I don't know.
Recording in progress.
Oh, it's talking now. Okay.
Turn it around.
So once again, we have come out of closed session. The chair resolves according to code section 2.2-3711.1 and subsequents that we have discussed only those items which we said we would discuss.
This is what I normally read.
That's fine. I'm trying to hurry it along. They were discussed only those subjects which we said we were going to discuss. And we have taken no votes which in closed session. We are now back in open session.
I move the appointment of 7 new officers elected to term 1 year beginning March 1st, 2025.
Did we all vote to agree to that?
We did agree. Did we?
Okay.
I think,
In the
did we all vote to, that we are back in open session and we did not
Yes.
discuss anything? We all
Aye.
agree.
Yes.
Now we're voting on the motion before to accept the 7 new office election application. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Second motion on the table regards the letter of resignation from the former general registrar. Does the chair hear a motion?
Move to accept the letter as written.
All those in favor of accepting the letter of resignation from the former general registrar with an effective date of August the 12th, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. Unanimous. Motion to discuss what the board will do going forward regarding
No, give a motion to discuss.
a motion to say what we're going to do to hire a new registrar and fill the current need as a temporary registrar. Does the chair hear a motion?
Acting.
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 Does the chair hear a motion?
I move that we advertise 2 positions, one, an acting general registrar to be filled as soon as possible. Second, a general registrar position filled for the remainder of the term. And that position to be filled also as soon as possible, with the acting position to serve until such time as a transition plan can be put in place.
And in the minutes, I'm actually using the verbiage that Andrea wrote down.
This is a press release. You're accepting Bucky's motion.
I think he's making a motion that you'll have 2 separate job listings.
Right.
Well, we can read the statement to the minutes.
Yeah, I was planning just like.
I don't require that it be 2 separate job postings. It could be one. The same applicant pool might apply to both.
I would
But it's-
suggest if you're gonna potentially modify your motion to the extent that you want to include HR's
Yeah.
support in that, you might want to include.
I would include that.
With the support guidance of
Well,
overall
wait,
HR.
wait. I'm not using what Andrea wrote, which I thought we decided was going to be the thing that was 20 minutes, and you need to speak slowly so that I can get the whole thing.
Go right ahead, speak slowly.
I move
Yeah.
that with assistance from Albemarle's HR department, for Albemarle County's HR department.
And Jay.
No, you have to put
never mind.
Cape in.
Okay.
We advertise for 2 positions.
Okay.
One, a general registrar position to fill the balance of the currently unoccupied position, balance of the term of the unoccupied position or the open position,
The unexpired.
unexpired. There you go.
The general registrar position to occupy?
To fill
Bill.
the unexpired term
Mhm.
and 2, an acting general registrar to serve until the general registrar.
2 positions, one, a general registrar position to fill the unexpired term as the
The unexpired registrar's term.
and 2,
An acting general registrar, capital letters, and director of elections, to serve until a general registrar has been appointed and a transition plan has been established.
serve until a
General registrar
has been appointed.
and a transition plan has been put in place.
Second the motion.
All in favor of this motion, say aye.
Aye.
No opposed.
Can we just go back for a second to accepting the letter of resignation? Is that your motion button?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to read it back just to make sure?
Bucky moved that with the assistance from Albemarle County Human Resources, we advertised for 2 positions. 1, a general registrar position to fill the unexpired registrar's term. And 2, an acting general registrar and director of elections to serve until a general registrar has been appointed and a transition plan has been put in place.
Moved, second, passed.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you may want to vote to approve the statement.
The next item is the electoral board with assistance of council has drafted a press release, which we will stay with. Yes. For the
Public statement.
public statement, public statement. That's fine, public statement. The electoral board has accepted the letter of resignation of the general registrar and director of elections with an effective date of August 12th, 2025. The electoral board will be actively recruiting for 2 positions. 1, an acting general registrar, and 2, a general registrar to fill the unexpired term. The electoral board is committed to ensuring that all elections within Albemarle County remain free, fair, safe, and legal.
That's
And
what
that will be
Andrew's
open.
thing is, so I will have that on my computer.
Yes.
Okay, so you're making that motion?
Yep.
CBW.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Is there anything else that we need to discuss coming out of our closed session?
Let me go back just briefly, sorry.
Okay.
So you moved that we adopt the formal
Statement to the public,
following public statement.
public statement.
Which by putting it in our minutes makes it a public statement.
Yeah, I don't think
The press is going to call,
Yes, then we have a public
And
statement ready for
and
them.
we've got something ready to say to them, so nobody is commenting extemporaneously about anything. And other than what we're saying here, that's all the information we've got.
Okay.
No questions answered about whys, wheres, or anything else.
From a practical matter, not something we need to have a motion on or anything like that. Who's following up with HR?
I am
And I assume you'll do that forthwith.
this afternoon.
And you'll keep us apprised of how
Absolutely.
we might be involved in that process.
Absolutely.
And I assume, as far as job description, we would use the one that we used when we hired
We'll work on it.
Lauren, right?
We'll look at it and see if it needs to be updated.
And should we not have a meeting?
There's a pretty good
Soon.
job description in the
Yeah.
GREB handbook.
Exactly.
I would definitely look at that language
Yep.
before I finalize anything.
Should we not have a meeting of the three of us?
Thought we were having-
Somebody from HR?
I thought we were having a meeting Monday.
Well, that's what I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting, right now, all we have is a work session for CAP, but I'm suggesting that we have a meeting Monday for finalizing.
Well, if you can get together with the good folks at HR sooner than that, it'd be nice to.
Get it ready, get it teed up for us.
Do we want
This is,
a date on that, and is that going to be considered an emergency meeting or get advertised?
yes. So Gina, did you advertise a meeting? We were supposed to have our work group at 9.
Right.
The only people at the work group are the 3 of us and Richard. So if it's okay with y'all, I'll call Richard and say, don't come until 10.
Well, let's make sure we can get HR
Right.
on the team.
But I mean-
before we waive Richard.
Right.
Erin posts the meetings,
Okay.
so we can get her to post that.
But is that time, assuming I can talk to HR today or tomorrow, get all this teed up, we'll get something written for everybody's approval to review, et cetera. And we'll have to talk where we send it, et cetera. And we'll do that at 9 o'clock on Monday, and I'll send emails. Gentlemen?
Yep.
Jim,
Yes.
Would you like me to be at that meeting?
we would love it. Yeah,
Okay.
we were sucking up all of your time.
Okay.
I don't need to be at that meeting, right? Okay, because I do have a doctor's follow-up.
We were grateful. Yeah, that you're on, you didn't scream. And you agreed to stay through September 10th. Are you home to us or home to?
I may not have to pick up my grandchild,
Yes.
but I won't know for a few minutes.
Okay. Well, at least none of us was on that plane that left, did it leave Norfolk? It left someplace, I think in Virginia, going to LA. I didn't know you could go nonstop, but anyway, and they got somewhere mid-country or whatever, and this deranged, drunk passenger started beating people with his skateboard.
Oh,
Oh, I would take exception to that.
And another passenger, quote, subdued him,
Good.
and they landed, I don't know, somewhere,
First available.
Salt Lake or somewhere, where they could get him down and out. Should have just opened the door in front of him.
Depressurizing.
Depressurize the plane, so.
Okay, let me adjourn.
Do we have
Second.
anything else we do for seating on Monday?
I'm answering that about a second.
All in favor, aye, we're out the door. Adjourn,
Now, are we going over to the office?
yes,
And I'm.
yes.